Hello class, let's tackle this SAT problem. It's a classic substitute and evaluate question. We're given a value for x, which is -1, and we need to plug it into 4 different expressions to see which one gives us the smallest number. The key here will be to carefully handle the negative signs and the negative exponents. Let's go through them one by one. Okay, let's begin with option A. As you can see on the screen, the expression is -x to the power of -1. The first step is to substitute -1 in place of x. Be very careful with the parentheses here. We end up with negative open parenthesis -1 close parenthesis to the power of -1. Now we need to simplify this. First, let's focus on the part inside the parenthesis. -1 to the power of -1. We need to remember the negative exponent rule, which says a to the power of -n is equal to 1 over a to the power of n. So -1 to the power of -1 becomes 1 over -1, which is simply -1. But we're not done. The original expression had a negative sign outside the parenthesis. So we have negative of -1, and as we know, 2 negatives make a positive. So the final value for option A is 1. All right, let's move on to option B. The expression is x to the power of -2. Again, we substitute x equals -1. This gives us, open parenthesis, -1 close parenthesis, to the power of -2. Using the same negative exponent rule, this becomes 1 over -1 squared. Now, be careful with the squaring. -1 times -1 is +1. So our expression is 1 over 1, which equals 1. So the value for option B is also 1. Now for option C. The expression here is -2 times x to the power of -2. Substituting x equals -1, we get -2 times, open parentheses, -1, close parentheses, to the power of -2. We can save some time here. From the previous step, we already calculated that -1 to the power of -2 is equal to 1. So we can just substitute that value in. The expression becomes -2 times 1, which is simply -2. The value for option C is -2. Finally, let's look at option D. The expression is 2 times x to the power of -2. We substitute -1 for x, which gives us 2 times, open parenthesis, -1, close parenthesis, to the power of -2. Just like with option C, we can use our result from step 2. We know that -1 to the power of -2 is 1. So our expression simplifies to 2 times 1, which equals 2. The value for option D is 2. All right, we've done all the hard work. Now for the final step, comparing our results. Let's list them out. For option A, we got 1. For option B, we got 1. For option C, we got -2. And for option D, we got 2. The question asks for the least value. Looking at the numbers 1, 1 minus 2, and 2, the smallest number is clearly -2. This value came from option C. Therefore, our final answer is option C. The expression -2 times x to the power of -2 is the one with the least value. This problem really highlights the importance of being methodical and paying close attention to the rules of exponents and negative numbers. Well done, everyone!